My name is Jane. I am 24 years old. From the outside, my life looks normal, but I am overweight. My body has changed a lot after my sickness. The doctors gave me medicines, and slowly my body grew bigger and bigger. People laughed, people whispered, sometimes strangers pointed. I stopped looking at mirrors. I stopped believing in love. I live in a small, quiet town where nothing big ever happens. I work in a small bakery, and every day feels the same. Flour on my hands, the smell of bread in the air, and the sound of customers asking for cakes and cookies. I always thought maybe this is my life. Maybe this is all I get. Work, go home, eat alone, sleep, and repeat. But one day, everything changed. It was a rainy Tuesday. The bakery smelled sweet like vanilla and warm like cinnamon. My hands were sticky with dough when the door opened, and a man walked in. He was tall. His shoes were shiny. His suit was dark blue, and it looked very expensive. The kind of suit you only see in movies. He looked like someone who never belonged in my small bakery. I froze. I remember the smell of wet rain on his coat. He looked around like he was searching for something. His eyes, sharp and serious, stopped on me. "Coffee," he said simply. I nodded, quickly, nervous. My hands shook as I poured hot coffee. He looked at me, not with disgust, not with pity, but with curiosity. "What's your name?" he asked. My heart raced. "Jane." He gave a small smile. "I am Alexander." That name stayed in my head all day. Alexander, strong, powerful, like a name from another world. Days passed. I told myself I would never see him again. Men like him don't drink coffee in small bakeries twice. But I was wrong. He came back again and again, always in the evening, always asking for coffee, always sitting by the window. He watched people walking in the rain, silent, serious, but sometimes he spoke to me. "You work hard," he said once. Another day, he asked, "Do you like your job?" Nobody asked me questions like that. People just saw me as the fat girl behind the counter. But Alexander looked at me differently, like I mattered. Slowly, we started talking about books, about life and dreams. And then one day, he asked me something that changed everything. "Jane," he said, "I need help." I blinked. "Help? From me?" He leaned forward. His eyes were serious. "Yes, you're the only one I can trust." My heart thumped. The bakery was quiet. Only the sound of rain tapping the glass filled the air. "I am not just a businessman," he whispered. "I am a millionaire. but I don't trust anyone around me. Everyone wants my money. Everyone lies. But you, he paused, you are different. I felt my cheeks burn. Me? Different? No one ever said that to me. He continued, I want you to help me with something important, but it's not easy and it could be dangerous. Dangerous? The word sent shivers down my arms. Still, I nodded. Tell me. Alexander told me about his company. Big, powerful, worth millions. But someone inside wanted to destroy him. A traitor, a partner who was secretly stealing and planning to take everything. I need someone real by my side, he said. Not another suit, not another fake smile. I need honesty. I stared at him. But I'm just me. He shook his head. That's why. Because you are just you. No masks, no lies. He asked me to be his personal assistant. At first, I laughed. Me? In this world of glass towers and shining cars? But he was serious. Trust me, Jane, you can do this. Something inside me, a fire I thought was gone, lit again. Maybe for once, I could be more than the girl behind the counter. I said yes. The next weeks were like a dream. I entered a world I never knew. Tall buildings, fast elevators, meetings with people in perfect suits, the smell of expensive perfume in the air, the shine of gold pens on the table. But it was not easy. People looked at me with cold eyes. Whispers followed me. Who is she? Why her? Some laughed, some ignored me, but Alexander stood by my side. You don't have to be like them, he told me. Just be you. And slowly I learned. I wrote notes. I watched. I listened. I understood things others missed. Then one night, I found something. I was in the office late, papers all over the desk. The city lights glowed outside. My fingers touched a folder left open. Numbers, signatures, secret deals, money going to a hidden account. It was Alexander's partner, Mr. Grant. My hands shook. The proof was here. Mr. Grant was stealing, planning to destroy Alexander. I ran to Alexander's office. My voice shook as I said, I found it. He's the traitor. Alexander looked at me, his face hard, but his eyes full of fire, softened when he saw my fear. You saved me, Jane. The next day was war. A meeting in the big boardroom. Mr. Grant sat with a confident smile, sure that no one knew. But Alexander stood tall. We know everything, he said. He placed the folder on the table. The papers shone like truth. Mr. Grant's face turned pale. Gasps filled the room. The other partners stared. The lies were broken. The betrayal was clear. And me? I stood beside Alexander. My heart beat fast, but my chin was high. For the first time, I was not invisible. Mr. Grant was thrown out. Alexander's company was saved. And I, Jane, the girl nobody looked at, was the hero. After that day, everything shifted. People no longer whispered with laughter, they whispered with respect. They looked at me differently. But more than that, I looked at myself differently. One evening after the storm was over, Alexander stood with me on the balcony of his office. The city lights glowed below like stars. "You saved me," he said softly, "but you also saved yourself." I looked at him, my heart warm. "No, you gave me a chance." He shook his head. "No, Jane, you were always ready. You just needed someone to see it." Then he knelt down, right there under the night sky, and opened a small box. Inside was a shining ring. "Jane," he said, his voice strong but gentle, "will you marry me?" Tears filled my eyes. I had been invisible all my life, but now someone saw me fully, not as a joke, not as shame, but as love. "Yes," I whispered. Soon after, we were married. The world looked at me, the obese bride chosen by a millionaire, with shock, with gossip, with disbelief. But I didn't care because, for once, I was not living for the world. I was living for us. And for the first time in my life, I believed love was not impossible.